Hello everyone, this is Debbie Melillo for Technology Transfer Tactics. Welcome to today's program titled Commercializing Mobile Apps, Effective Management of Legal Threats and Challenges. And before I introduce our presenters today, I want to thank you for your patience with some of our technical issues and our late start, and also make some housekeeping announcements. First, this program is being recorded, and I'll provide you with information at the end of our call on how you can purchase a copy. At the conclusion of the lecture portion, there will be time for a Q&A period, and our operator will come on the line and give you instructions on how to get into the queue. So if you have any as we go along, please jot them down. We'll try to get to as many as possible. If you want to submit a question via the chat function, simply click on the Public tab under the Chat section and type your questions box at the bottom of your screen, and we'll address them when appropriate. For those in the audience who are eligible for CLE credits, please note that today's program number is 902. I'd like to extend a special welcome to our Tech Transfer University Total Access Pass attendees. Our Total Access Pass allows you to customize the distance learning program for your staff and faculty at a steeply discounted price with 4 convenient formats. And you can get details on our website at www.techtransfercentral.com and click on Tech Transfer University tab. Now I'm very pleased to introduce our presenters for today. Anurag Bist, PhD, founder and chairman of AshmarIP. Andrew K. Gonzalez, Esquire, senior attorney at Heslin, Rothenberg, Farley, and the City. And Hossein Pourmand, assistant director for physical sciences and engineering, technology advancement and licensing, USC Stevens Center for Innovation. And Anurag, I believe you're starting us off, so I'll turn the program over to you.
For your patience. So without further ado, I'll just start with the outline of today's webinar. So Debbie introduced us all, and I think I'll not spend any more time on that. So to begin with, I'll give you an overview of what we are going to talk today. So the first 1/3 of the talk will talk about what are the main tactics of commercialization of mobile apps. So what are the models being used? We'll talk about monetization angles, and also we'll talk about some of the legal issues, what come up as you monetize the apps, as well as give a case study to show how actual apps become very successful, and we'll talk about one particular case study. Next, we will give, so the first 1/3 will be talked by me, and then Hossein will come in and give a technology transfer office perspective of what's happening in TTOs, how they are dealing with the research and technologies which are being made as mobile apps. So what are the university policies, what are the best practices, and so on. And he also will give a couple of case studies. And then at the end of it, Andrew, who has practicing experience as a lawyer, will sort of bring together the things that me and Hossein talked about, and also give his perspective on what are the issues that he sees in the overall mobile app ecosystem, and what are the things that people should be aware of. And then we'll have some time for Q&A, and so that sort of puts together 3 different perspectives in commercialization, and some actual case studies from universities, as well as from a lawyer's perspective, from a legal perspective, what are the issues that people should be aware of when we are thinking of taking a technology and making it as a mobile app and then commercializing it. We'll have plenty of time for Q&A at the end, but feel free, as Debbie said, to post your questions, and we can address it in the middle if need be. So I think I'll start with my portion of the talk, where the key issue, the key thing that we want to talk about first is what are the ways that people are using to monetize app today? So there are three main models which people use. First is the direct consumer paid model. So when you develop an app, you can actually go to the consumer and ask them to pay for the ad directly. And you download it and you pay $2, $3, whatever the price be. And so that's a very straightforward way to monetize it. This next model is not everybody would want to pay for an app, and typically the way the app publishers make money is they're inserting advertisements into their apps. So it's almost like any kind of digital advertising, but you need to have a couple of things that you need to be aware of that I'll talk about. And then finally, there's a much more evolving and stronger model of how can you monetize your applications by using the statistics and the information that you're collecting about the users who are using the apps, and also basically using the information that you are collecting and analyzing it and using that as sort of a treasure trove of monetization. So these are three different ways to monetize, and each of these has certain issues. So I think the first model is pretty clear. So once you're asking people to just pay and download, one thing is clear, that you already have a direct value proposition to the users, that they know what they're getting at. So an example of that could be, for example, many of the Microsoft Office applications which we use in our daily work, like Microsoft Office, which has Word, PowerPoint, etc. So you have apps which you can use in your iPad and any Apple mobile device, and you pay certain price for it because you know that you can use it in mobile device pretty much in the same way that you're using it in your laptop. So there, the value proposition is very clear that what you're getting, you can pay upfront. In many other cases, where especially when you're looking at apps which are targeting consumers directly, for example, if you look at any gaming app like Angry Birds, and I think we'll talk about Angry Birds later on as well, but in Angry Birds, when it started, there was no direct monetization angle, because the only thing which was there was that you want to make the end user very engaged, and later on the models of monetization were not very clear. So in those kinds of apps or those kinds of technologies where you don't know how to monetize directly, the easiest way to go monetize is to engage the user and in some way use the app real estate. So basically the app real estate is the actual area available in the mobile device where you're not showing what the main purpose of the app is, to give advertisements. And there are different kinds of ads: banner, interstitial, and then there are cross promotion and offer walls. And I'll give you a few examples in the next few slides. And the final thing is about monetizing user data and analytics. So here the key aspects are, once people start using the app, once your app is delivering the engagement and the users are growing, then you're suddenly becoming, you're collecting certain information about the users, their age, demography, the way they are interacting with your apps, where they are interacting, where they are using your apps, and that information becomes very useful to basically monetize in some fashion. And I'll give you some examples of that as well in the next few slides.